Why do Sith and dark side users get all of the fun lightsabers? So if you think about it, most of the most famous kind of dark side lightsaber hilts, they have these really cool designs to them, or at least really kind of interesting and unusual designs. So we have the Kylo Ren crossguard lightsaber, we have the Darth Maul double-bladed lightsaber, although this is it after it's been broken in half. We have the Asajj Ventress lightsaber. We have lots of these cool kind of unusual, sort of non-standard exotic designs, and most of those will be for dark side users, okay? Now, this is certainly not the case all across the board, but it's very common with some of the most popular lightsaber hilts out there, or at least some of the more famous lightsaber hilts out there. Now, a lot of these designs can be polarizing. For example, the Kylo Ren lightsaber, there's a lot of controversy over it. Some people love it, some people hate it. Some people kind of complain about it having an impractical design. Same goes with some of the other hilt designs like curved lightsaber hilts, for example. So, it's not all positive remarks that these types of lightsaber designs will draw in, but, they are different and they really make a statement. And I think part of the reason for that is, the dark side users, sometimes they'll have some type of surprise about them, okay? Like they're surprising our heroes, like when Darth Maul extends that second blade on his lightsaber in Star Wars Episode 1, that's a very powerful moment. It kind of shows that he's capable of taking on two Jedi at once, even though he's just one person. And so that's a pretty cool moment. And Kylo Ren, with this lightsaber, he'll use those cross guards a lot, and he'll kind of dig into somebody he's fighting, and it just gives him that little edge, in a very literal sense. And, we'll see that the curved hilt that Count Dooku uses in the Star Wars movies and just, other media. It just gives him a different kind of fighting style. And there's just lots of aspects of these sort of dark side hilts where they just do something a little bit differently. They change the lightsaber fight just a little bit. Or we have the Inquisitor lightsabers that they're double-bladed, but they can be used as a single-bladed or double-bladed lightsaber, and they even allow the user to fly with them. They can kind of twirl the lightsaber hilt around, and it allows them to fly. That's probably one of the more unusual kind of abilities of a lightsaber, enabling the user to fly like that. But yeah, it just kind of, quite often, these different aspects of the hilt design, they'll just kind of surprise an opponent, or they'll sometimes kind of throw them off a little bit, make them adapt a little bit to this different kind of hilt design. And, a lot of these design elements are fun, but it's not all across the board though, okay? So like the very first dark side user, we see on screen is Darth Vader, and his lightsaber isn't really all that different from, the other lightsabers that we see in the movie. So it's not all that different from the Graflix lightsaber, the Skywalker lightsaber, and it's really not all that different from the Obi-Wan Kenobi lightsaber either. Now, they have different kind of hilt designs, but overall, they're both kind of these cylindrical tube designs with a few different features to them. But there's not like claws or just a totally different crossguard design or anything like that. Of course, when the very first Star Wars movie came out, a lightsaber, just any type of lightsaber, had a huge novelty factor to it and kind of a huge kind of cool factor to it. So in some sense, lightsabers in the original trilogy, it was a level playing field because all lightsabers were sort of cool. And then later, we got to prequels and other Star Wars movies and media. And sometimes the dark side users in particular would wield these different designs. Now, it's not exclusively the dark side users that get these different types of lightsabers. It's just very common. I mean, we have the lightsaber blaster pistol that Ezra Bridger uses. That's a pretty unusual design. We also have the other Ezra Bridger lightsaber, the kind of katana style lightsaber, and it has the Suba handguard at the top. So, you know, the bad guys, or not the bad guys, the dark side users, who are, you know, often do kind of some bad things, they often get the real fun lightsabers, but we do see some of the kind of Jedi and light side characters get different designs for their lightsaber hilts as well. So feel free to comment below, why do you think the dark side users, or kind of the Sith, Sith lords, Sith characters in Star Wars, tend to get the more exotic lightsabers, the more unusual design lightsabers? I'd love to hear from you.